So I thought this story's going to be done with. We did a story a little bit a while ago after the right after the draft. So this would be the last time we ever mentioned this, but apparently Deion won't shut up. So now Deion is talking about the Shedeur Sanders meeting. So since it does involve the Giants, we're gonna talk about it. Obviously, during the draft, Todd McShay said Shedeur didn't have a great interview with Brian Daboll in a private visit. An install package came in, preparation wasn't there for it. He got called out on it. Didn't like that. Brian didn't appreciate him not liking it. You all heard that story by now. Deion Sanders talks to SI. And I don't know why. Because it's a month later, guys. Like, let's move on. Deion Sanders, 1 month later, though, ripping that Band-Aid off and says, when you sit up there and say something like he went into a meeting unprepared, like, dude, Shedeur Sanders, who has had 6 different coordinators, who has still functioned and leveled up every time we brought someone new in, and you're going to tell me he was unprepared? You're going to tell me he had on headphones? Anybody who knows my son understands he's a professional. He's going to go into a meeting with headphones on. Y'all, come on now. Like, what? Why is he even talking about this a month later, guys? Like I said, I almost feel ridiculous. I legit was like on the fence. Do we include this in the stories today? It's a month later, Deion. Get over it. And if anything, Deion's got to understand this is part of the issues people have with Shedeur. Shedeur has his own set of issues, don't get me wrong. But this BS from Deion talking about it a month later is part of the problem. And I get it. He was asked about it. SI is going to talk about it. Everybody's going to talk about it for a little bit there. But the proper response is not to go into it and say people are ridiculous for reporting this. The proper response is to say, listen, the draft is over. My son's a Brown. He's looking forward to being a Brown for a long time and succeeding in the NFL. And then you shut up. That's what you do. Again, I know Deion Sanders is not that personality. That's not how he functions. He can't help but speak his mind. And that could be a lot of entertainingness there. But it's time to move on. It really is. And, I'm glad for Shiloh, who went and got an agent and has kind of backed off a lot of that stuff. He's actually a Tampa Bay Buccaneer now. And now he's on social media doing restaurant tours of the Tampa area and stuff like that, too. And, it seems like a very nice kid. He's been going into restaurants and talking about local spots there. Whenever he does, you see him on camera, ask, is it okay if I record here? We're doing a YouTube thing and everything. Like, respectful. So I'm not trying to say the Sanders family is horrible. I'm not trying to trash them. I'm just saying you're not doing any favors whatsoever, Deion, by bringing this up a month later and ripping that Band-Aid off. Let it be. Because you know what? It's not just the Giants that wanted nothing to do with Shedeur Sanders. The ones who didn't want to do with Shedeur Sanders are 32 teams. The one that took him had already taken a quarterback before him. Obviously, he did something wrong. I mean, I get it. Like, as we, see, No Name says he's just defending his son when asked the question. It sounds stupid. I'm sure his son wouldn't do that. It does sound stupid. I'm sure his son wouldn't do that. Listen, if his son wouldn't do that, he would have been drafted much quicker. I don't know exactly what happened. None of us do unless we were in the room. But there is so many different half stories and stories that came out about the way Shedeur Sanders handled himself, that he handled himself incorrectly. That's quite obvious. That's all that boils down to it. So, like I said, to me, that's just insanity, but it is what it is a month later here.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at twogiantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a Two Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.